This is the story that involves a significant war hero, a giant, one-of-a-kind bear, and most importantly, a true lifelong bond. Surprisingly, those incredible characters are all actually one and the same. This is the almost unbelievable story of Wojtek, the bear, and it's truly one of a kind. A boy who lived in Hamadan, Iran, came across a female bear who had just been shot. To his surprise, there was a baby bear cub next to its mother's side. Knowing the bear was helpless and stood no chance, the boy decided to take the bear cub home. He sold the bear to a Polish refugee who had just fled the Soviet Union. She cared for the bear cub until he became too big, which was very quickly, and donated the bear cub to the 22nd Artillery Supply Company of the Polish 2nd Corps. The soldiers were happy to take such an unusual pet and decided to name him Wojtek. The soldiers cared for the bear and fed him condensed milk, fruit, marmalade, and honey and syrup. When the soldiers would have a beer, they would offer Wojtek a beer, which he loved. Wojtek had also picked up the habit of smoking cigarettes. He was just one of the boys and began to grow a strong bond with the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. The troop was ordered to move to Palestine, and on the long journey, Wojtek was adopted as the mascot of the 22nd Company. The bear became quite fond of sitting around the fire, drinking and smoking with the boys. He would even sleep in the same tent with the rest of the soldiers. Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now, back to the story. Wojtek's favorite activity was wrestling with the soldiers, probably because they stood no chance against the now fully grown bear. He was always gentle and truly enjoyed roughhousing with the boys. It must have been quite a sight to see. Wojtek was taught to salute, just like other soldiers, when he greeted. When they were required to drive the convoy anywhere, Wojtek would sit right up in the front seat with his enormous head sticking out the window. They would blow people's minds as they drove through different towns. What would you do if you saw a huge bear sitting shotgun in the passenger seat of a military vehicle? There soon became a big problem with the situation, though. The British High Command had a rule that did not allow soldiers to have any pets or animals in their camp. The 22nd Command quickly talked to their superiors in the Polish army and enlisted Wojtek the bear into their ranks. He started his military career as a private, but quickly rose in ranks. He was an official soldier and given a serial number and was included in all official unit rosters. The 22nd Command is most recognized for the Battle of Monte Cassino. The battle was one of the bloodiest fights of the Western Front. The Polish army was pushing the resisting forces back in a final attempt to capture their fortress. During the entire battle, Wojtek was right there assisting his fellow soldiers. Because of his size, he was able to carry multiple ammunition boxes up to the front lines. He would stack multiple 100-pound boxes of ammunition from the supply trucks to positions all over the front lines. The Polish depended on their friend and fellow soldier, who ended up delivering the necessary supplies to conquer the opposing forces, leading to the capture of the fortress. His actions were so heroic and inspiring to the soldiers that immediately after the battle, the 22nd Artillery Supply Company changed their insignia to Wojtek, carrying an armload of howitzer ammunition. After the war in 1945, Wojtek and many other soldiers were reassigned to different places. After 2 years in Scotland, Wojtek was reassigned to retire with a spoiled life in the Edinburgh Zoo. Wojtek would perk right up and interact with any visitors who would speak Polish to him. He was quite the attraction, drawing many visitors every single day. People traveled from all over to visit the heroic bear, who became quite the legend in many parts of the world. His fellow soldiers would visit him whenever they could. They would throw him packs of cigarettes, which he was ecstatic to receive. Some of the soldiers who had grown a strong bond with Wojtek over the years would actually jump down into his enclosure and wrestle with him. The crowd's eyes would light up with bewilderment when they would see this. The bear was a World War II hero and given the recognition he deserved. Wojtek has plaques and statues all over the world telling of his brave and captivating story. He has statues in Poland, Edinburgh, the Imperial War Museum, as well as the Canadian War Museum. Wojtek died, known as a true war hero, in 1963 at the age of 22, and was made an honorary member of the Scottish-Polish Association. Wojtek weighed in at over 500 pounds and stood over 6 feet tall. He intimidated the enemy to an extent that would put fear into the strongest soldier. His fellow soldiers knew that he was a friend who would never hurt them. He was raised by these soldiers and bonded with them. He fought with them and cared for them as they did the same for him. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with your friends and family. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.